Today's episode is a very important and meaningful milestone for me. Episode 100. And while I am definitely celebrating myself today, this is not about look at me. It's about come with me, as my dear mentor, Kathy Heller, would say. This episode is about the importance of starting. Just starting the thing. Do the thing. It's about showing up messy, imperfect, and scared. It's about why not getting lost in the big picture is critical to success, and how consistent baby steps matter. This episode is about honoring your own creative force within and connecting to your inherent beauty, this essence that is never separate from you. I am so appreciative of you sharing your time with me and allowing me to be a part of your day. Thank you so much for listening. Welcome back to the Self-Care Sermon Podcast. I'm your host, Coco, and this is your sanctuary where we discuss self-love and self-care practices meant to amplify your authentic radiance. After working in the beauty industry for over 20 years as a certified makeup artist and licensed esthetician, and later becoming certified as an Ayurvedic health instructor, I take a holistic view on self-care. I want to empower you to release the pressures surrounding the endless and unfulfilling search of how to be outwardly beautiful, and instead, I want to inspire you to create a life that is full of beauty. There is likely no way I'm going to make it through this episode without crying, but we are going to give it a go. Today is my 100th episode. And I was trying to remember if I've mentioned this on the podcast before, and I think that I did at least on one episode, sort of in passing with whatever the topic was. But when I set out to start this podcast, I had made a promise to myself that I would commit to doing 100 episodes, 100 weeks in a row. No quitting, no skipping, no making any decisions on whether I liked it or not, or whether I was good at it or not. No self-judgments or self-criticism, no giving up, no making any decisions about what was next. 100 episodes in a row. There is a phenomenon known in the podcast industry called pod fade, and data shows that about 78% of all podcasts never make it past episode 7. And so when I was going through mentorship with Kathy Heller and starting to more seriously explore this adventure and wanting to start a podcast, I wouldn't even say wanting to start a podcast. I would just say that it was sort of what was being asked of me. And anyway, that statistic was shared with me that most podcasts don't make it past episode 7. And I made a promise to myself in that moment to not let that be me. Even if episodes 8 through 100 were crap and I was the only listener of my own show, I was going to keep going. Now, yes, it took me a good 2 to 3 years to actually start my podcast after I had initially felt the nudge. I ignored it at first. I thought there was zero way that I was supposed to start a podcast when I had been completely offline for nearly a decade at that point. I have no online following. I'm petrified to even post on Instagram, let alone blast my voice out for 30 to 60-minute episodes every single week. Not to mention, as we all can relate to, it can be cringe to hear the sound of your own voice. And so I did what I do best. I stalled. And this is where my perfectionism really shows up in my life, when I'm scared. Can't start a podcast without the best microphone, so better spend months watching YouTube videos on the best equipment. Then I bought the microphone and it spent months in a box while I watched YouTube videos on the best settings for it and the best software and the best hosting platform. I often say I am an excellent student. I have no problem reading the books and watching the videos and doing the programs and getting the mentorship and doing the research. And it's honestly why I hope I can be of service to others, because you don't have to necessarily read all the books and do all the programs and watch all the videos. I can bring a consolidation of so much information in a Cliff Notes version for you. It is the doing of the things that I study where I struggle. And so I justify my heel dragging by saying, I don't know enough yet, or I don't have all of the best equipment or the tech or the setup yet. And spoiler alert, you can start a podcast entirely from your phone. I think I had at least 4, it's fuzzy now, but I think 4 different launch dates, if not more, planned for the podcast. And then I kept postponing for a new, better date. And I delayed and I delayed and I delayed. And then finally, when my grandma was dying in 2024, I realized that the perfect time was absolutely never going to be here. I was never going to magically feel ready. And I just needed to do it. My grandmother passed away on August 7th of 2024, and I published my trailer on August 8th, 2024. We were getting ready to drive to my hometown that day to be with my family and support my mom and get ready for the funeral. And I said that we couldn't leave town until I followed through. And since not going home, not leaving town wasn't an option, it forced me to hit record and hit publish the day after that she passed away. And yeah, it was as terrifying as I thought it was going to be. The entire drive home, I was just riding this crazy adrenaline high. I showed only my mom and my boyfriend the trailer, and I left the room when they both listened. Still to this day, 100 episodes later, I don't typically re-listen to the episodes once I've done the initial editing pass through and hit publish, unless it's an episode that's come through me that I know that I need to hear on repeat. But otherwise, I just don't give myself the space or the excuse or the opportunity to say, I'm bad at this, so stop. And that risk comes with me re-listening too much to past episodes. There are episodes that I've absolutely loved, and there are some that I was less happy with. But I can just let that be. I can let it be enough. Anyone who knows me knows that I love Britney Spears. And sometimes on the hard days, I will remind myself that even she has songs that aren't my favorite. It doesn't make me love her less. I don't need to love myself less or make a judgment on my podcast just because there are some episodes that I don't feel as confident in. My only job is to keep showing up, listening, being available for, receiving the message that wants to come through me, and then just share it as authentically and honestly as I can. And when it's a guest episode, my responsibility is in creating a safe space for them to feel seen, heard, important, valued, and appreciated. The rest really isn't up to me. I have a Post-it here in front of me on my desk that says, "Great Creator, I will continue to take care of the quantity. Please continue to take care of the quality." As creators, our job is just to keep creating, whether that's a podcast or a book or a garden or a recipe or an activity for your kids. We are designed to be creative. And the more that we allow that natural energy to express through us, the more our soul gets to shine forth. It is a direct connection to the divine. So show up messy, imperfect, unsure, insecure, afraid, doubtful. Just show up. On episode 96, Why Your Body Signals Are Your Greatest Self-Care Guide, I shared some of the reflections that have come through lately about this higher journey that I've been on the last couple of years. And by higher journey, I just mean that now I can look at those last couple of years from more of a bird's eye view rather than in the white knuckle day-to-day survival mode that I was in for so long. And I've come to refer to this season in my mind as the Great Unraveling. And what amazes me most about looking at this great unraveling chapter of my life is that it is completely parallel to my podcasting journey. The great unraveling was happening simultaneously with this podcast. It more or less started in July of 2024. And again, I started this podcast in August of 2024. And it is so unimaginable to me that I have put out a podcast episode on self-love and self-care 100 weeks in a row, while I have gone through some of the most scary and painful and overwhelming and devastating and thrilling last couple years of my life. I did episodes through having COVID. I recorded on the floor inside of a hotel room closet while our house was being remodeled. Through a separation and moving out of my home, through death, through a personal cancer scare, through multiple existential crises, through the loss of my own self-confidence and self-love without even realizing it, and then have been relearning and re-healing that self-love and self-confidence through the podcast itself. This has been my most scary and challenging and vulnerable thing that I've ever done. And it's been hard. There have been many nights of only a couple of hours of sleep in order to get the podcast out on schedule. I have been editing until midnight, 1, 2 a.m., and then had to wake up, still doing my normal routine, my normal wake up at 4 a.m. to get to work, my normal corporate job on time. I have cried with you all. I have laughed with you all. I have made mistakes in front of you all, and I have grown through all of this. I have shown up completely exhausted and overwhelmed and burned out. And honestly, that's how I'm showing up today. I talked about it a little bit on my last episode with Carly Wharton about the June energy and this work stretch that I've been on. I am very overtired at the moment and burned out. But without fail, I feel better the moment I start recording. No matter how sleep deprived or stressed out I am, this is the antidote for me because this feels so much bigger than me. I remember when I finally started to share about my podcast and I told a family member, actually, to be fair, that family member heard about it from somebody else, not even from me. And I had shared that my commitment was 100 episodes. And he said, "Oh my gosh, that's almost 2 years." And now that we're here, I can wholeheartedly say, I am just getting started. It would be really easy for me to sit here and talk about all of the ways in which I feel behind and be self-deprecating and judgmental of my podcast, all of the things that I thought I would have accomplished and figured out by episode 100. All of the goals that I have had before I got to this milestone. For example, a small example is, I thought that my 100th episode would be a compilation of clips from my favorite episodes so far. I've seen other podcasters that I admire who have done that on their milestone episodes. You guys, I have no freaking idea how to do that. I haven't had time to figure that out. I have just started trying to figure out video and how to get these on YouTube. There are a million things I want to change and improve and learn for the podcast. And I have been working tirelessly behind the scenes on so many exciting things for you guys. And I thought, honestly, I'd have some of them to announce or launch by today's episode. And I don't. And honestly, I feel like that's okay. They will come. There is no rush to the finish line, the destiny, the purpose. It really is the journey of discovery and getting there that is the medicine. This podcast has been my own medicine. And every day, every week, I will keep taking baby steps to bring you more offerings and more guests and more gifts that are aligned with what I'm here to do in this world. There will be a rebrand coming. So many exciting things that I can't wait to share with you. And yes, I wish that I had checked them off by episode 100. That was my goal. But I will share them with you. Just like I got to episode 100, not by focusing on how far I had left to go, but by just looking at the next episode. 1 week at a time, putting one foot, one episode in front of the other. It's going to be the baby steps taken every day that continue to unfold this offering. It doesn't matter that I didn't reach all of these goals at the timeline that I had set. I'm not giving up. I'm just getting started. And so today, I just want to deeply, deeply thank you. Whether this is the first episode of mine that you've listened to, or you've been here for all 100. And I know, I see you that have been here for all 100. Whether you listen to me at normal speed or you dial me up to 2x, I get it. I think I listen to most podcasts on either 1.5 or 2 times the speed. No matter how you consume these episodes, from the bottom of my heart, I am so truly, truly grateful. If you have been around the podcast for a while, then you know that I don't take many things very lightly. I am a very deep feeler and a highly sensitive person. And I do not take it lightly that you take time out of your day. I know our lives are so busy, but you take time out of your day to listen to my podcast. I don't take it for granted. It is such a gift to be able to share the messages that come through me in this platform. My goal, every single time that I sit down to record, is just to be an open channel for whatever message needs to come through. It is my greatest hope that even one sentence or one phrase has touched your heart, has made you feel seen, has made you feel valuable and needed and like you matter in the world. That you have a reminder every single week that you are worthy of self-care, that you are worthy of being loved, not just by others, but most importantly by yourself. That beauty is not just for the chosen few or the 1% who can afford to replicate whatever the current version of beauty society is selling us. Beauty is not paying for your face or your body to match someone else's that you see on your screens. Beauty is the essence of everything, and that includes you. You are beautiful, full of beauty from the inside out. I will continue to commit to showing up in my own truth, in my beautifulness each episode, with the intention of trying to help shortcut some healing curves for you by sharing my own stories and just holding your hands while we walk the path together. We are just getting started over here. and I cannot wait to serve you in even more expansive ways so soon. Thank you for your patience, for creating space for me to express myself and heal and grow and unravel in front of you week after week. Thank you for sharing the episodes with your loved ones. Thank you for those of you who send fan mail through the text link in the show notes. Thank you for those of you who have come over to my Instagram at the Self-Care Sermon, which is also just getting started. Thank you for being supportive of my guests that I have on the show. Thank you for those who have commented on my episodes or sent in a rating or a review. All across the world, I see you and you matter to me, and I am so grateful for you. Over the next few weeks, I will be re-releasing some of my favorite episodes while I try and move the needle forward on some of the other projects and goals that I have in the works. And I would love to hear from you about which episodes have been your favorite. DM me on Instagram, or leave a comment in your favorite episode, or send me a text through that link in the show notes. I would also love to hear if there's anything that you want to hear in particular. An episode, a topic that you want me to touch on. Anything that you're going through that I can try and support you in. 100 episodes, and it is only the beginning. I am so honored to continue to create in this way with you all. And I am sending all of my love and heartfelt gratitude. Thank you. As always, I am so grateful for your presence with me, and I hope that my offering through this podcast is a nourishing act of self-care for each of you. Take what you need, share what you loved, and leave the rest. If you feel like offering a small gesture of kindness yourself in return, you can always rate and review the podcast. And remember to subscribe so that you're first to be notified when I release new weekly episodes. You can also find me on Instagram at the Self-Care Sermon. I look forward to talking to you again soon. With love, Coco.